Hi guys, today I will be sharing how to make coconut pandan jelly. For the ingredients, we need 3 tablespoons of unflavored gelatin, half a teaspoon of salt, 2/3 cup of water, 1 cup of sugar, 4 cans of coconut cream or coconut milk. Each can is 400 ml. So to begin, we just gonna bloom the gelatin. So combine the water and unflavored gelatin, give it a mix, and then set this aside. So in a pot, pour in all the coconut cream or coconut milk. Then add the salt. Give it a mix and then add the sugar. With the sugar, you can modify it according to your liking. So give it a mix and then we're gonna put this on top of a stove with the heat setting medium to low heat. Occasionally stir this because we don't want the bottom of the pan from burning. And then once the coconut milk is warm enough, or you can see steam, you can add the bloom gelatin. And then continuously mix this from this point so to help the gelatin melt. And once the coconut cream boil, you can turn off the heat. And this is now boiling. I'm gonna take this out of the heat and then I'm gonna move on to pandan jelly. So for the pandan jelly, we need pandan paste. I'm using this type, but if you can find this, you can use fresh pandan or the McCormick one. This one, if you use this, you might need to use food coloring to color the jelly green. Unflavored gelatin, which is 2 tablespoons plus 1 teaspoon. This is 1.5 cups of sugar, but I didn't use it all. I only end up using 1 cup plus 2 tablespoons. 3.5 cups of water plus 2/3 cup of water. So in a pot, add in the water, then add 1.5 teaspoon of pandan paste. If you're using pandan leaves, you might use 6 to 8 pandan leaves, or taste it. If it suits your taste, then you might use more or less. Same way if you're using the McCormick pandan, you might add more because this pandan paste is really flavorful, so you don't need a lot. Then add the sugar. With the sugar, don't add the sugar all at once. Taste it, and if it's sweet enough for your liking, then stop. So at this point, I added 1 cup and then give it a good stir. I taste it. I feel like it's still lacking a little bit more, so I added 2 tablespoons. Gonna cook this in a medium heat stove. And once the liquid is warm enough, you can add the jelly and then continuously stir this. And once it starts boiling, you can turn off the heat. There is no more visible sign of the gelatin and the pandan liquid is boiling. So we're gonna turn off the heat and let this cool down. So I got my band pan in here. You can use any mold that you like. It doesn't have to be band pan. And then add like 1/4 of the coconut cream, and then we will let this set in the fridge for about 30 minutes. The first part is the hardest thing to set. I'm also using a silicone mold. So for this silicone mold, I added about 2 tablespoons and let this set in the fridge again. Now that the coconut jelly is set, if you want the jelly to stick to this, you can scrape the jelly so the next layer have something to adhere to, but that's optional. And then gently add the pandan jelly. So we're gonna have 5 layers, 2 layers of pandan and 3 layers of the coconut. So at this point, the steps are quite repetitive. So just make sure that the layers of gelatin is set before adding the next layer. So now that the pandan jelly is set, we can add the coconut jelly. Again, back in the fridge, this time around 20 minutes. The coconut jelly is set. It's time to add the last layer of the pandan. If you find that your jelly is setting before you add it into the bun pan, you can remelt it, but make sure that it has cooled down before adding it, or else it's gonna melt the set jelly. And this is the last jelly. Now we're gonna let this sit in the fridge best overnight. The next day, to take the jelly out of the bun pan, just gently pull the jelly away from the pan, just like so, and then tilt it just to let the air penetrate the bottom of the bun pan. Don't forget to loosen the middle jelly as well. And then just flip this upside down. And this is the finished product. This I highly recommend. This is so good. I can guarantee that you're gonna enjoy this. Again, if you can't find pandan paste, you can use McCormick pandan flavoring or fresh pandan leaves. Just to show you what it looks like when you cut the pandan jelly. And this is what it looks like. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you again next week. Bye!